This thing,
We changed
this
the
thing takes a
agenda
stop.
instead.
Oh, you got the mic on.
We're gonna go into action right after
Bring it tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I don't know. I got a lot of papers going on here.
I need to do that.
If you want to do it. My attachment agenda packet to here, but it was too big. And I'm like, it took me like 13 tries to get it. I'm like, finally, I was like, none of my business. None of my concern.
because the action is so long. They want to have those people not on there forever at the end. So we're just gonna get rid of that and be done with it.
Long.
You okay with that? Okay. Turn on the
Oh, that thing's
after the I think we're gonna go into action. So they changed the order.
Oh, okay.
Just so they're not on March through waiting.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're the chairman. You can do whatever you
Oh, I know, but I want to ask permission.
They are wearing coats, huh?
Are you okay with that?
Just do what you're told to wear coats. Do what you
But I was there, I didn't ask nobody. I just said I was going to rest here so that we can let this young man go.
There's three out.
I got the help.
Yeah. Call meeting to order. Shelley, can you do roll call, please?
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. District 1, Councilman Rios.
Present.
District 2, Councilman Pastor. Present. District 3, Councilman Latham.
Present.
District 4, Vice Mayor Stapleton.
Here.
District 5, Councilman Gonzalez.
Here.
District 6, Councilman Shipley.
Here.
Vice Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Shelley.
And Mayor Aguilera says excuse for tonight.
Thank you. Shelley, can you do the invocation?
Yes,
please?
thank you. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this evening. Heavenly Father, we pray that you would please bless this meeting, bless each and every one here and the families that they represent. We pray that you would bless the deliberations and the decisions made that will affect this community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Shelley. Jesse, can you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, from here we'll start with a summary of current events. And Mavi, we'll start with you.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, I should say. Once again, we're in precarious situations. It's fire season and it's early and it's big. So we ask all of you to be careful. Barbecuing, working, using anything that causes a spark. It's dangerous out there right now, so please pay attention to your surroundings as well. That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Fernando?
Just a couple things. I'm also involved with the Cooper Valley Youth Club, and Representative David Cook helped us get $250,000 from the state. But we had to jump through so many hoops that we were wondering if we're actually going to get the money. But we actually did get the money, and we are planning on reopening this summer for the youth program. And so we're excited about that. So if anybody that would be good working with kids, let us know because we're looking to fill a few positions. The other thing is Michelle Holder. She invited me and Mayor to go to a international business forum, and so there were several, mostly Phoenix City Council and different people in that leadership area, but brought speakers from all around the world on cutting edge technology development. And it was really amazing. So it was a great thing to attend. So appreciate her inviting us and being a part of that. And hopefully it'll turn into something.
That's awesome. That was Michelle Holder.
Good.
So, good. Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you. Ready?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I really don't have anything to share, but I do want to extend congratulations to all graduates, high school, middle school, college. and also congratulate all those parents that made it happen. So, congratulations to all the graduates.
Excellent. Thank you, Freddie. Mike?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to thank John and his Public Works Department. Received another letter from the Globe High School softball coach and team about the work you guys are doing up there, the consistent stand and everything. They really appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys are staying on top of it. Just to let you guys know, they do appreciate it. And Mr. Vice Mayor, I was out over at Connie's this afternoon, and they put cement on the bridge. So it looks like we're making progress.
Yay. Great, thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Jesse?
Mr. Vice Mayor, I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. I just have a few things I want to give a shout out to Chief Walters. Thank you for inviting me and Deanna actually to the NRA event. That's the first time I've ever done that. And I kind of walked in not knowing what to do, but Chief guided me and spent money, but I didn't win anything. But that's okay. It went to a good cause. It did. But I thank you for the invitation. It was very generous of you, so I appreciate it. And then, second of all, I just want to remind everybody, before I keep it tonight, again, with the road closure, on the news, Tuesday through Wednesday, or Tuesday through Thursdays, complete road closures starting this week.
The 16th, my understanding.
16th.
Yeah. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay.
The time is the timeline on that is 9 to 2, correct?
That's my understanding, 9 to 2. But don't count on the 2.
Not on the Tuesday. Oh, I know I got stuck in traffic last Monday, and they were just starting to put barricades up and stuff, and I was stuck for an hour.
Yeah,
Going down.
the 9 to 2 is a hard road closure. You can still expect delays with flagging and stuff in between other times.
Okay, and that's for 6 months?
I would never hazard a guess.
No. Okay. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, yes, they are pouring concrete. They're pouring the deck for the Connie's Bridge. That does not mean it'll be open when it dries. There's more work. Yeah, a little bit more work to do. Just so you know, we'll have an update, but that's a good thing to see. I know that the engineering department has been working in Louise specifically to get that done. So we're all happy to see that. What was the other thing? I know that camaraderie is coming up, I think, this Friday, and I think tickets are still available. If you want to participate, you can do just the dinner. You can do the dinner and the 50/50 event that is so famous. Just buy tickets at the door, I'm pretty sure. And if you haven't noticed already, we have a new microphone set up. This is so that all council members can be heard.
I'm in trouble now.
Okay.
Well, we need to figure out how to turn the mute button on, because it's not
Turn it down.
No, I would caution everyone that they are very, very sensitive. And so, you like I say, be aware that, and that still doesn't mean we need to come up to the mic, come up to the podium. But it is there to pick up because we have so much going on, and truly our YouTube video and audio quality is going to be much more improved. And Danny worked real hard to get them into the building at the time of this meeting. I used to be fine tuning them as we go, but we're really excited about that. I think we'll all get used to them very quickly. And
Thank you,
some other
Dan.
improvements, but it's been very helpful. And, thank Danny for always keeping us at cutting edge technology. Mr. Vice Mayor, members of the council, that's all I have for right now.
So I have to be careful with the gavel.
Well, it's torture tested. What the heck?
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, we do have, yeah.
I'm going to do that in the proclamation. James Menlove. Yeah, and I would like to welcome James Menlove to the council meeting. So thank you for attending, James. Thank you, Freddie. And then from here we go on to the first community call in the public. I don't have any cards up here.
And I'm looking on our email for council. I don't see anything there. Anything on the phone?
No.
I don't think anyone in the audience. Oh, you have
James?
County Manager James Menlo. Don't worry about the paperwork. We'll take care of that last. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Mayor, members of the council, thank you for a minute. In hearing about your construction on the bridge, I wanted to let you be aware of a particular project that we've been working on for a number of years. Mr. Pastor, you were very heavily involved in this project, bridge over Tuttle Creek. It is very near completion, a $25 million bridge, almost a half mile long, that traverses Tuttle Creek. We are having a ribbon cutting on June 22nd, 10 a.m. to noon, and you are all invited to come join us in that great celebration and event that we will be holding as we all work together on getting these projects done. So just want to make sure you're aware of that, and thank you, Mr. Pastor, for all your efforts to get that done. It took a lot of us.
Took a long time for everybody, yeah.
Yes, it did.
To get that done, but it's a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, James.
10 to 12. June
10 to 12.
June
June 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay. From here, we go to item 3, special presentations and ceremonial matters. Presentations, proclamations, awards, guest introductions, and announcements. Item A, I, Mike Stapleton, will present and proclaim the week of May 19th to May 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week on behalf of the City of Globe Council. And I'd like to acknowledge that the Public Works Director, Humira Vela, and the Deputy Director, Melanie Mendez from Gila County, are here in the audience. So thank you for attending, guys. I'll go ahead and read the proclamation. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and service that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Globe. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest of the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Globe to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Be it now resolved, I, Mike Stapleton, do hereby designate the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies by paying tribute to our public works professionals and recognizing their substantial contributions to protecting our national health and safety and advancing the quality of life for all. Thank you.
So you want to step out? We're going to present that to, I think, John and Vince. Yeah, go ahead and give it to
I know some people take for granted everything works, but I don't.
Yeah, no kidding.
When you're on this side, you know how much goes into it.
Okay, then we move into action items. We went ahead and changed the agenda around a little bit. So we're going to dive into action items starting right now. So item 6A, council will consider the employee benefits package, approve the 2025 employee contribution schedule for healthcare coverage provided by Blue Cross Blue Shield, and authorize the city manager to sign and renew the contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield, MetLife Vision Service Plan, and Mutual.
Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, we have three-part conversation here, but first we're going to start with Rachel Siegel, who's going to go over our Blue Cross Blue Shield and our package. This is our long-standing broker for healthcare services. Rachel, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. So go ahead and start with your PowerPoint's up.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you for having me here today. So I'm also an overview for the the next slide.
And we will manage the slides. There we go.
Or somebody needs me to slide? Okay, okay, thanks. So for today's agenda, just a brief introduction, then I'll review the medical plan, which is how we're funding the medical plans, and then I'll review the other ancillary benefits of the healthcare program. Next couple things. So at Siegel and myself, my name is Rachel Lacey. I'm a senior health consultant. I've over 25 years of industry experience, 19 of those within Siegel. Siegel was established in 1939 as a PR. We have employees across the United States and Canada. We focus on employee benefits, compensation, and human resources consulting. The nation's largest directly held employee benefits consulting firm. Here in the West, we have 4 offices: Los Angeles, Denver, San Francisco, Phoenix. I'm based out of the Phoenix office. It's actually Tempe, run by Kurt. We have about 40 employees at the Tempe office. Our folks focus on healthcare. Next slide, please. And just some history. We've been consulting with the city of Los for 20 years, since 2004, so thank you for that. Here in Phoenix, as well as Nashville, we have a large public sector focus, so I do list out some of our clients, just a handful that we do work with, so you can see the cities, counties, school districts, and states, so it really runs the gamut. We have a strong focus on public sector and which means. Jumping into renewals, the good news on the medical. So with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona is our medical carrier. We received a rate pass for the 24-25 plan year, and that is guaranteed for 1 year. In addition to that rate pass, Blue Cross is also offering a $5,000 annual wellness fund for the city to use at your discretion on any wellness activities that you would like to conduct. Next slide. Now, every year there's always some kind of plan changes, and this year it's really nothing significant. The only thing that's happening is that we're just moving diabetic supplies from the medical side of the program to the opposite side of the program. So it's currently covered under normal medical equipment, so it's going to be covered under the pharmacy program. So, be a little bit of shift and no co-pays, just how the benefit structure is, but no benefits are being taken away. And then on the next slide, we always have this caveat since the ACA was passed, due to federal regulations, the feds can always decide to cover a new preventive service or medication, and we must be compliant with those mandates. So if anything comes down the pipe, we must comply with that. I've not heard of anything at this time, but this is just a general caveat that we always know. Next one. So here's just a general history since 2012 of medical performance, and these are just claims versus premiums. This does not include any administration charges that Blue Cross charges to, process those claims, set an ID cards, things like that. So you can see there's 2 years highlighted in red, the 15, 16, and 18, 19 years where our claims exceeded our premiums. So things are really running healthy those years. You see, so things went kind of up and down, but since 18, things went down a bit. They went back up in 21, 22, and that is what we saw as just an industry trend. This is kind of post-COVID. Things were opening back up. People were receiving services again, getting back out there, getting some treatments again, so the costs were going back up. Year to date, through March, our loss ratio is at 54.6%, which is great. So hopefully things will go for this last quarter. Things that we're seeing though in the industry, I'm sure we've been seeing in the payments, just kind of established with the hospital systems and the network. We saw first with Blue Cross and then with Aetna, obviously NHC. I'm sure those will be coming up with negotiations with Dignity Health. We noticed previously with Phoenix Children's and Honor Health. So, just as Medicare and Medicaid are reducing their reimbursement, things are kind of being pushed down to what's called the commercial market, which we are. So they're looking for more reimbursements, which is coming to us. So we're seeing some shifts there. We're also seeing some trends increasing on the pharmacy side, which we've been talking about for a while, back to specialty medications, for things for diabetes, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, for high-cost drugs, and it costs a lot of money to develop gene therapies, which are very expensive, very exciting, but very costly. And so we've been seeing increased trends there, which are putting some pressures on our expenses. So let's see what comes there. Of course, everybody's talking about GLP-1s, aka Ozempic, Wegovy, things like that. So our plan does not cover those for weight loss. If somebody did have diabetes, that would of course be covered. But those are very expensive drugs. They cost between $10,000 and $12,000 a year for treatments. So again, putting pressures on the plans, but we'll see. Which I first of all, I can tell you our future's going to hold, but so far, we're looking really well for this year. And moving on to how we're funding our plan. So our plan is to fully insure. And when Steve started working with the city 20 years ago, we were under what's called a non-retention fully insured agreement. So you pay your carrying premiums, and it's a fixed cost for the insurance. So no matter how well or how poorly the plan performs, you don't grow any more than those premiums that you paid. So if things went really bad, Blue Cross, whoever your carriers, they're only paying for that extra cost. If things perform really well, they keep that surplus. They get to make that money. So you had a couple of years where you were performing really well. So we took a look and we said, you know what? Things are running really well. So why don't we have the carrier keep that surplus? Let's see if we can't keep that surplus. And so next slide, please. That's when we moved to what's called retention accounting. And so again, you're still staying fully insured, so you're still paying just that premium. So you're still just having that fixed cost of paying the insurance company that monthly cost, taking on your fixed cost each month. But what's happening is that year over year, at the end of the year, the insurance company does an accounting. So they look at what was paid in premium this money has to go towards paying off that deficit. But once you pay off that deficit, any future surpluses to go back into that extra savings account that you've built up. And so that's what we've been doing all these years. So you've got kind of a good little nest egg going on there. So that's what this retention accounting is doing for me. There is a bit of a charge for about 3.2% of premium, this first charge, because like I said, if you have a staff that you're like, oh, what happened? Then there is sort of that risk in it. But so far, it's really worked out well for you guys to build up that surplus in that account. So moving out of the medical plan, moving into the ancillary benefits, we cover life insurance. So great news on the ancillary benefits. No increase for life insurance that is guaranteed for 12 months. And that includes basic and voluntary life to 18. Next slide, please. So your dental plan with MetLife. Yeah, no increase there. What we do, we take everything, so we always run a justification. So the real came in and thought, you know, I'd like the rate pass, but I think we could do even better. So we went back and we pushed MetLife and we were able to get a 2-year guarantee. So we got a 2-year guarantee with a rate pass for our dental plan. So it's guaranteed through June of 26. And last but not least is our vision plan here with VSP. So again, we're coming out of a multi-year rate guarantee and entering into our last year through 25 on our renewal. And that's our play benefits plan. Any questions?
Did the life benefit change? I thought it was 100,000 before.
It's always been 50,000.
So, Councilman Shipley, if you can repeat the question, they're
Yes.
having a little bit of hard time hearing you on these mics. They can hear this mic a little bit better, and the people on Zoom.
So my question was, I thought that the life benefit for the employees was 100,000. That's what I remember, but I just wasn't sure if that changed or if it wasn't planned always 50,000.
So.
No, it's the basic is at 50.
Okay.
So then are we at questions? I think. No, I think we are. We hit the next one. So council, any questions for Rachel before we go on? Yeah, the good news is holding the same rate, and then Tina's going to go into how this impacts our budget next. So unless you have any questions, we'll go on to Tina. Okay.
No.
So,
Sure. Thank you.
Rachel, thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Rachel, if you want to hang on just in case we have any questions before we're done. And Tina, go ahead.
Hi there, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Rachel got to say all the fun stuff, which is great. Great passes. And really the better news is about that retention accounting, that the city's claim rates, last year, this year were lower than anticipated. And our last retention accounting showed a balance of $577,000 at the end of December 2023. We are still reducing that in the plan that we adopted this year from 23-24. We are using about $7,666 each month. So over the next, in January, June, we'll continue to drop down that retention amount just a little bit more. We expect the retention fund balance to be about $531,000 at the end of this year, going into this year 24-25. We think that retention accounting is important to keep a balance in bad years, because it does help us hedge against rate increases and things like that. And we are proposing an additional use of about $96,000 retention fund for fiscal year 24-25, similar to what was done in the current year. So there's still a plan to bring some of that cash back in, almost as a fund balance, which is what it looked like in the budget. So that money will come in to offset $96,000 of premium costs for the city going into 24-25. That's one piece of news. And then increase employee contributions incrementally over time until the single coverage employees are paying 15% of the premium and the employee plus family plans are paying 33% of the premium costs. And so back in fiscal year 23, the rates for the employees were increased by 2%. 24, the rates were increased by 2%. And now the goal is to taper that back just a little. And the employee rates are going to increase by 1.5%. And will continue to do so until those goals, council goals are met. A couple of the plans are already there. The HMO single plan is already, the employee is paying 15%. So, so there's just a minimal increase in their plan this year, and that has to do with, I think it's just that they brought 15% this year, so they had the least increase in their plan. So they're at 15%. PPO single is going to be at 14.93% this year. So next year they're only, going to pick up another 0.07%, and they'll be at goal. And then high deductible was very low in the prior years. 2 years ago, it was only the employees were only paying about 1%. And if you remember last year, 23-24, we jumped that to 10%. So again, they're seeing a 1.5% increase this year. So, do you have the slide up there for the rates, Paul?
Tina, yes, we do. We are presenting the rate sheet or the contribution sheet.
That's code, in that, the column, the total monthly 2025 is no increase, so that's the premium, the flat premium that Rachel was talking about. And then the column next to that shows the employee contribution. So if you look at the HMO single plus one is 29.7, well, that was at 28.2 last year. So that's gone up. Each of the rates in that column have gone up by 1.5%. So then you see what the city's going to be paying per pay period, what the employee's going to be paying per pay period, and what that increase is for each employee, and that is what the work group is recommending.
Any questions from council so far? No. And
I do.
Freddie has a question.
yeah,
Okay, Mr. Vice Mayor, is this information in our packets? These slides, are they in our packets?
They should be.
There was an addendum on your, on the dais.
So give that stack.
Oh, it's on the back side of that, okay. All right. I might have that. Thank you, I just was wanting to make sure that I followed this thoroughly.
And so, Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, open enrollment actually will be scheduled on, for next week, 9 to noon on May 21st. We'll be getting that out here early, and with the, if council chooses to approve the Blue Cross Blue Shield packet or contract, then we'll be able to lock these and approve these distributions or contributions. We'll be able to lock this in. Like I say, we're very happy to keep everything pretty much as is and still move towards city council's goals and keep the high deductible plan, which is the most affordable option for employees. But 3 plans is a good thing. Yes.
So I have a question regarding, so I can see your loss ratios, right? So we do well, then we don't do well, we do well. And with such low number of employees, I mean, they can just take one Aerovac and you're shot, right, for that year.
Okay.
So my point is instead of getting lucky, do we do anything as far as sharing with the employees like best practices? Like it's better to go to your doctor and get seen and get your prescription than it is wait till you have to go to the ER.
Right.
Because the ER visit is way more expensive. And so just things like that, do we do anything with our employees to educate them?
That's a great lead-in for what we're going to talk about next. So we have 34 or 37,000 in wellness money, and we've been using that for doing gym memberships and helping with that. We also have 2 issues two things that we're working on. One is a life evaluation. It's for a fixed price. We can bring in and have up to 25 people, even more, I think, go through and do the evaluation with an ultrasound on your arterial system, so ankles in different areas, and help look for. And I'm not a doctor, and if I mess this up, I apologize. But that would allow them to, on one given day, people can sign up in advance and they can come and get this screening, which a lot of people my age may have already had. A lot of people, the younger, may not need, but that middle group of employees who are just transitioning to where you're just about to realize that you get old and you need to have, preventative medicine. So $10,000 one-time fee to come in, and we have a minimum of 25 slots on that. We can even, I think, handle more people, but we plan on, at the budget ask, or at the next presentation, ask to include that 10,000 to provide that service and see what we can, who will take advantage of that. Go ahead.
I just had a question. If we're talking about the funds, if we could bump the gym membership up to $30 rather than the $20 that we're currently covering.
So 30, what is it now, 20?
20.
Did they raise their rates?
They raised their rates at all the gyms locally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And that, I think we, with the money in there, we, if the majority, if council wants to do that, we can easily add that in. Remind me when we get to the actual presentation on that part, but the gym memberships, and then the other thing is we're looking at a possibility of funding up to 10 body scans. We now require that for fire as part of their health fitness fit for duty requirement, but we figured we can also offer that for anybody who would like to go get a scan to look for issues in organs, and again, not a doctor.
Preventative.
Yeah, preventative.
Being preventative.
Yes. So and Jess, you were I think the presentation we had.
Yeah.
That's something that many cities are doing. If you can do preventative and get somebody who's not waiting till they have symptoms, need a referral, and just go in there and get scanned. And I've heard other city managers talk about 1 to 2 people per year in their organizations that are doing this that have popped up with early detection of very bad problems. And so that I think fits into that whole idea of using that preventative wellness money to put to good use. I think we're going to do try to do a survey at open enrollment and see how many people would be interested for either one. But I'd like to have the capacity to, if both seem popular, then to just go ahead and sign up and we'll do an experiment and see how many people actually take advantage of that.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, I know in the work group we did discuss different options of those wellness plans and different scans. Have we decided on which one, or are you going to present all 3 to council?
I think we do. I think 2 out of 3.
The 2 out of 3.
The 2 or 3. The one where they come and they go on site, and then one which is full body scan. And
one option was like 398. The other one was 1,250.
The one we're looking at is with Simon Med, about 850. We think we can get a little bit lower if we get bulk rate in there. And Gary, do you want to come talk about what fire is doing and the comparables? So, but this is the, if we can catch something early, just the civil benefit and family benefit.
I think being good partners to our employees and good stewards of that membership.
Good evening, Mr. Vice Mayor, council members. Chief Majorano and I last year had the opportunity to attend a wellness seminar with our wellness provider that does our annual physicals that are required under NFPA. As part of that, they brought up this preventive measure of seeking scans, full body scans for the detection of cancers early on. They had seen a lot of success in catching different cancers early on with this. In speaking with Paul and stuff, we absolutely made that a priority in our agency, and we're working to determine how often those scans will occur. But we do want to get a baseline for that. The service itself is an excellent opportunity for anybody to get a baseline idea of where you're at. Any potential early detection is not only going to benefit obviously that individual, also in terms of us as a municipality, when we start to look at healthcare costs, and hopefully that provides us an opportunity to be well ahead of something, and allow us a means to help try and keep those costs down. It is a thing, it is a cost initially to the city of Globe, but in terms of return, particularly in well-being for the individuals and well-being for their families, I think it's an excellent opportunity to show that concern and to be able to allow our employees the opportunity to have that, and to be able to have peace of mind to know that yes, I'm clear, or we've caught something early and maybe have the opportunity to be well ahead of it.
And Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, and I think Chief Walters wanted to comment a little bit on how this affected his department.
Good evening, Vice Mayor. Good evening, Council. It's not so much my department. I want to give you a personal example. I've always been a belief that early detection is critical, so I go get a physical every year. By going and doing that, they were able to identify 2 different types of cancer that I had. I'm standing here today because of early detection. And the amount of money that it saved not only my department at the time, but me personally, and the grief that my family would have went through if we would have waited another year, was incredibly important. So I've preached ever since then to all my people to take advantage of the programs offered by the insurance for yearly physicals and things like that. This program even goes a step farther, and I think it's incredibly important, not just for the health and welfare of our employees, but for the overall benefit to the city and the community that we serve. It's hard enough finding solid employees. We want to make sure that they maintain their health and well-being. So I wholeheartedly am standing here today because of early detection. It's as simple as that.
Thank you.
Yes. And Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, so we're looking at funding upfront a minimum 25 of the vein detection, and then the scan looking at 10, which would be about at $850 a pop. That would be about 8,500. The question that had come up before was whether spouses and family members would qualify for that. For the wellness funds, they do not, but we can use our retention funds to fund that. And I would like to recommend that if council wishes to make this available to spouses and family members that want to take advantage of this, they're still under our umbrella of our healthcare. They're key to our workers' lives. We can pull about 8,500 out of the retention fund, earmark that for an additional 10 scans, and then start as a budgeting starting point there. That would be 20 possible scans, including spouses, I think that would be a good starting point to see how much is taken advantage of. We'll do the education and see how this can help. So that's where we're at with wellness and some preventative care on that.
I would be curious as to Rachel's thoughts on the full body scans, as far as because generally they're going to have a preferred group. If you're between this age and this age, you really probably should have one. And if you're this age, unless you have something in this category, they don't. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of curious if they have any guidelines or
Rachel,
recommendations.
What in the industry and what other employers are doing and these types of employee paid scans. Your comments?
Yeah, so I don't, I have to get that from my clinical team about what those guidelines are that Councilman Shipley was referring to, but I do have clients that are definitely more into the scans, so you're not alone in incorporating those into your wellness program and doing the DEXA scans and offering those. It's not totally industry-wide, because it's not exactly cheap, right? So you need those funds, so it's really great that you have those wellness funds, but we're starting to see more employers offer those.
Yeah, and so Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, like we said, we're gonna both do a little mini survey at, open enrollment. We're gonna try to do some education, encourage people, and see if this can catch on, and for those people who are in that position where this would be, you know, a good time for them to start doing some preventative stuff that they haven't done yet through the natural. Better to do it on your own ahead of time than to, you know, be forced down that path.
Absolutely.
So that's that's the presentation on our healthcare. We'll go into the budget add-ons and we'll cover the money allocation on that. But any follow-up questions before we move on? Oh, we do need a vote though, and that would be a vote to approve the Blue Cross Blue Shield contract and authorize myself to sign that. Is that the, oh wait.
Yeah,
Okay, then you have a motion guide, I think there.
So we do.
So moved.
So that would be the contribution and the contract.
Motion to approve the 2025 employee contribution schedule for the healthcare coverage and direct the city manager to sign renewal contract with providers for fiscal year 24-25.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstaining? Okay, be careful. Motion passes.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that was good. That was good.
There you
You
go.
know how to
Okay, so Rachel, Tina, thank you. Tina, you might want to stay on. Rachel, thank you for staying with us tonight. So, and then, Mr. Vice Mayor, the next item we're moving on.
Item C, correct?
Yes, right. And then Danny, do you want to throw that? Do you want to throw that PowerPoint that I sent, item 601?
At 601.
So this is the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget update presentation.
Yes, the add-ons.
Review and receive council direction on budget inclusions. Paul.
Right.
Okay.
And so this is I've taken the Jerry Barnes School of presentations in the other direction.
Oh.
Okay. This is a single pager.
Wow.
Okay. So as we're assembling, Tina and I and staff are assembling the budget for next year. This is admin and some council, and so I just wanted to go through and let you know what we would be including as some of these high profile funds. If we'll build these in at the end of the day, we'll include them in the tentative and adopt them. But I wanted to review this and get any feedback and see if any changes from there. So Copper Mountain Transit, we're with the changes going on, and I have to see James here, but the Gila County, the ITPA, the cost, my understanding is the transition costs can be covered by TAG. They found some money, so we don't have to add on anything with that. And so right now we're going to be asking for just the traditional $73,000, which is our 1/3 of the 20% match to be budgeted for that. And I believe that the transition will go on this year. Things will probably change significantly next year, but right now we're all members of and in the process of building and assembling and putting together the bylaws of the ITPA. So $73,000 there. Next is federal lobbying contract. This is Aventana, and the rate remains the same at $60,000. National League of Cities and Hill Trips, we did something different. We're kind of, so the first year we went, we tied it directly to the National League of Cities Capital Days, and so we did the event, and then we did the Hill Trip right after. This past year, we went early with a smaller group and did the Hill Trip the week before, and then laid over for that event. I think that there's mixed reviews on staying over for that National League of Cities congressional event because it focused a lot on legislative stuff, which we've already taken care of, and it's kind of geared more for big cities and East Coast, causes. We would like to keep the money at the $35,000, which is what we spent, but have the option of going to the fall National League of Cities, which is geared more for smaller cities, geared more for general membership, not so much the lobbying, but a lot of the issues we face. And they have the rural communities, they have the small towns, or you can pick and choose some of the events if council wants to, and look at membership there. I don't think that congressional event is the best way to utilize your time and city funds. And we're gonna keep that small hill trip. We can schedule that now when it's optimal to get to, if there's bill or budget or whatever, and have that. But then we still allow for, if a group of you want to attend the fall event, which I think is in Jacksonville coming up.
Tampa.
It's always between Halloween and New Year. Not Halloween and New Year, Halloween and Thanksgiving. And so this gives you flexibility in the budget. So that's why we're sticking with, and because of the changes, I think we can squeeze more out of that 35,000. The wellness fund for convention, we're looking at 21,000 for the wellness fund, but I would add in that we pull another 8,500 from the retention fund and use that for additional body scans. And if we need to, we'll come back and ask for more. But it's obvious to me that the council's desire is to allow spouses and children to or significant others. I think we have worked up a definition of significant other. It's easy because if they're on the health insurance, they qualify. So,
Go ahead, Freddie.
So I have a question on that thought process. And I think it's a good idea if the resources allow to have family members join in that opportunity, but we're not going to be excluding employees that want to have that opportunity and say, well, we ran out of money because we have spouses.
I believe in this year, even if for whatever reason we budget and we miss the mark and more people want to take advantage of this, I think we sign them up, let them go, and we'll adjust the budget to make it. I think anybody, if we get an outpouring of people who want to do this, I think we're safe. I mean, we may talk about a maximum cap of 50,000 or something like that. I don't know, but we'll know more at the survey at the insurance at the open enrollment. And if it turns out that half of the people went to go with their spouse, then we'll come back and we'll have that conversation. Okay. So, but right now, my thought was I would be thrilled if we got 10%, 15% of our staff to take advantage of this.
I just want to make sure that our staff has.
Yeah, but I see you want to prioritize staff over spouse. Well, not over spouse.
Well, not over spouse.
No, not over spouse. But
I'd never say that.
Wow.
Yeah, did I say that? That was
in trouble when you go.
I just want to ensure that our staff has first shot at it.
Yes, we like I say, as we get this lined up and figure this out, I think this is a good experiment to try, and we'll learn more for next year. But I think that's important to put in the back of our head that we make sure.
Okay.
And so going forward, so we have the wellness, and we'll add the 8,500 from retention. Nonprofit grant fund, we're just released that money. We're going to do another 15,000 in this budget. Gila Proud Road Cleanup. That's our partnership with James is 10. What we're looking at? 10,000 for the Gila Proud. Okay. Yeah, that's our contribution to something the county's put together, and that's to hire 2 men in a truck to clean up the roads and keep our 60 beautiful. Yeah, so that's good. And let's see, match funds for nonprofit. I changed this up a little bit. This formerly known as the posse money for the sheriff's posse is a nonprofit that directly contributes to the city by doing what would it be, or by attending the first Fridays. And so they don't charge anything, but we have a donation for them. But I felt we could open that up a little bit more, and if there's other things where it's a direct benefit, and what I mean by direct benefit, if we were to hire and pay these people who retired or qualified posse members an hourly wage, it would equal, if not greater than, a donation to their organization. And so I kind of genericized the name by taking out posse and just put match funds for nonprofits. And we'll see where we go with that. I didn't change the amount. Okay. Community involvement funds, we have about 5,000 that we allow council when you're participating in events like camaraderie and things like that. Tina, is it 5,000? Do you remember that we did for community involvement funds?
I'm not sure what you're referring to there, because that's not community actions.
No, it's different. This is Shelley, this is the council. Yeah, we'll check the number, make sure we have.
Well, I remember.
Pay for tickets.
Yeah, for tickets.
I think you had told us before it was 500 per council.
Per council member, yeah.
Okay, oh, it's much lower, lower, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll knock that number down.
We're about to be real busy.
Right? Okay, so I over projected that, but we'll make that correction. Okay, and then we're moving. I think what we're finding is our formal citizen academy. We're going to move that to 1 year. We're still going to budget $2,000 per year for shirts and advertising and some of the meals and things like that. But it was getting pretty grueling for spring and fall, the directors and putting that all together. We didn't fill our last class, so I think we're going to try it on 1 year rotation and see how that goes. We still want to have some money to help fund that. And then we have a Harmony event fund. Our Harmony project is just working for departments and for the city on efforts to find common ground and understand each other, and so we're working on some events that they might want to put together, either department or citywide. So we want a little money for that.
What's our Citizens Academy age range? Like, what does it open up to?
Wait, say that?
Is it anybody?
We don't have an age.
Age
It's
range
anybody?
for a citizen academy.
So like high school students could
Yeah, we
apply.
could do a team.
I think that would be beneficial to start bringing teens in, so that way they can see the.
And we thought about doing a staff-wide one where all staff can go to see the other departments. We might do
There
that
are
one.
future generations, and to get them in door and understanding.
And the other good way to do it is get all of one organization. So at one point, you can get we go to the hospital or some of those, and with everybody knows where else is going, it kind of works good.
Yeah.
So we're working on getting that, but it's been a very successful project. So the Harmony funds, and then of course Gila County ITPA, like I say, that cost is covered, and that's primarily these every year we kind of go through. I think you all remember Copper Mountain Transits. That's usually the most exciting one, but I will tell you that it's an efficient program. You may not you see it running around all the time, and there's so many people who don't have a voice here and don't come to council meetings, and they use that to get their doctor appointments, to get their food. They have cars. I think luckily they choose not to drive. I always say if we would end that, we would see the invasion of the Mr. and Mrs. Magoo's of the world. So
You said that, right?
I think that was in my ear. And it's very much it's a very successful program. So we have that going on, and so I'm trying to think if you recognize anything else that might be missing or had questions, now would be the time. If you can think of anything that you traditionally see that we're not seeing.
What does ITPA stand for?
It's James. Do you mind? Can you get straight from the?
You didn't know you were going to put you to work, did you?
Right.
You had no idea. You're going to have to sign a waiver when you come in.
IPTA, Intergovernmental Public Transportation Authority.
Okay.
And this is the countywide organization that will cover both the Miami program, Payson, and one other, I think.
And Beeline Bus. Well, no, just Copper Mountain and Beeline Bus.
Okay.
So north and south. The members of them are each of the organized municipalities in Gila County. So based in Star Valley, Globe, Miami, and Hayden Winkleman, including the county. The way it's set up is only those that participate financially will have voting participation on that board, which means that only Star Valley, Payson, Globe, Miami, and the county would have a voice. Hayden Winkleman, we do not have a bus system there, and so I've always been adamant that only those that are participating financially can be able to tell us where we should spend our money.
Yeah.
So that's why each of us that participate in that will have the voice.
Yeah. And I believe that the mayor, Camaros, was put on as the treasurer, as I recall.
That is correct.
Yes, of the organization. So when he gets back in 2 weeks, we can quiz him. Any questions for Mr. Menlo?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. Thank you for participating in the IPTA.
So, and one last thing before we leave the slide, or the only slide, but the go forward with this. Councilman Shipley, you mentioned that helicopter coverage. We had talked about that in the work group. We're getting some more research on that. It turns out there are up to 3 entities that provide coverage in the area, and so you buy a citywide coverage for one, but then you have the other 2, and it's kind of hit or miss who gets picked up. The other thing that we found out from Rachel is that the laws changed, and it is a federal requirement that if you have health insurance, that it must cover the cost of the flight, but you still have the deductible. So the days of it, if you have insurance, it will be covered and you won't see the $12,000 bill. Now, if we believe that Access would cover if you're at that point, you still have young people who work and don't have insurance coverage because they believe that they will, are pretty immune to problems like that. But that might be those people that are uninsured but do not qualify for Access that may face those types of things. But I think the costs are changing and not as affordable. What we will say, though, we will continue to offer it for employees with PHI. Yeah, so we'll retain that. I think that's about a $6,000 ad, 6 or 7,000. So we'll do it for our employees. But we had done as a citywide one.
I thought during that conversation that we had asked, the mayor had asked that we get how many times does PHI come versus the other ones? Is it beneficial just to stay with the one, or is there like a multifaceted that we could look at, or what have you? And I think that because we had said what company is actually available, and it's $750 for approximately 100 families, and looking at a couple more vendors.
And we held off presenting the helicopter because the mayor's not here, and it's an issue, and we're still getting information on that. So we will have those questions answered and see where we're at. But we did get stats, at least from PHI, that we had 16 people in the city of Globe took advantage of that program, and 2 people, employees, took advantage of that program. Okay. So it was utilized, and so but we're not able to find out whether utilization for those people in the city was $12,000 bill or just to finish off the deductible for that person.
I don't think that's what we were going for.
No.
I think we just wanted to know if it was being used, and if it was being used,
well, 16.
How many people actually were flown out from City Globe proper, and of those people, how many of them actually use this program?
And what we probably should find out is of the other 2 organizations that we didn't cover, how many people were flown out. That's what I would like to know. So we're still working, doing the research on that, and that's why we weren't ready to present that tonight.
Okay.
So Mr. Vice Mayor, I think you have.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I just want to make a comment about the Nexus Federal lobbying contract. I did get to go this year, the 3 days in advance with the mayor and Jesse. The point I need to make is that company was our tour guide through Congress for those 3 days. We had a couple of hiccups. They adjusted, and they were able to get us in. And every minute that we spent with the congressional delegation and the federal agencies was impacted by their expertise. We had one hiccup, they were able to react to that. In my experience, gosh, all that time was well spent, every minute. And I need to remember that's what they do. And so we had several things changed on our schedule. They were able effortlessly to make it still a productive couple of days. And I need the public to know that unless you walk into Washington getting off the plane with that kind of expertise, you're going to be lost. And because of that, I'm very grateful that we have them in Washington. So I'm a big proponent of that company and the expertise they bring to it. So I really appreciate that.
And Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, just to add to that, we did receive word, I think right before we left for there, that Congressman Gallegos had funded a $900,000 plus grant for water. So that is the type of benefit that having someone who speaks the language, who is that tour guide, who is well connected to not our lobbyist helps the members of the congressional delegation connect with the people that they're trying to help, and they streamline that. They have a goal, we have a need, and he helps make that match efficiently, and we benefit from that.
Yeah, I think the phrase or term I want to use is leverage. We had leverage walking in the door.
And so,
very good.
So we've been like I say, this is the time to capture it. Whatever your opinion is of federal spending, if they're gonna spend it, we should bring some of that home, because in essence that is what we call above the fold money. There's the money that we pay and we get direct results back. There's money that we pay that goes to Washington. If we can bring that money back not only to Arizona, but back to Globe, Arizona, then that's our tax dollars coming home to work
That's
for
what
us.
it is beneficial, because so many years have gone by that Globe was forgotten, that rural communities were forgotten, and I think having that lobbyist and hearing the word lobbyist, it's kind of, it has a double-edged sword there, but these lobbyists are good and they fight for and remind the congressional district that, hey, these people are still here, they're your people. So.
And we're not the only rule out there. We have a whole little
we have a whole little gateway, if you will.
Of rural cities that we're doing well with,
Yeah.
So
Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rice.
Thank you, Mario.
So this is a presentation only. Unless there's any other changes, we'll take this direction, and these numbers and adjustments will reappear in the tentative budget when we bring that forward.
Okay. No other questions? Okay, we will move on to item B, economic development and marketing update presented by the City of Globe Economic Development Department and Whitney Coleman representing Madden Media. Linda?
Yeah, we're going to start with Linda.
Yeah, sorry.
Tina, thank you. If you're okay to sign off, if you're out there.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Pretty cool news. We've been ready to come up here. We're excited to share this presentation with you. It's so exciting to see where we've come, just even in the last year, and some of our metrics that you'll see tonight. Your jaw will drop. Ours did. And so I'd like to pass this on to Melissa, because Melissa really is our team member who is carrying this ball forward and across the goal line as we continue to move the goal line further and further along. And so, without any further ado, here's Melissa.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Very good to speak. Like she said, we are very excited to share this information with you and to introduce you to Whitney with Madden, who we are so proud to be working with. They're such a professional and caring group of people. And in your packet, you'll see your presentation as well as some more in-depth details, such as our last 2 months of our co-op campaign remarketing display numbers. And I do just want you to take a look at those and see the millions of impressions that we've had just in the last 2 months. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I don't let you to really get into that a little more than me, and so I'll introduce her. She should be online, and she's Whitney with Madden.
Whitney, are you there? Can you hear us?
Barely.
Barely?
There you go. There you go.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Get a little volume. Hello. Thank you, Melissa, for that kind introduction. Am I able to share my screen? Let's try.
There you are.
That's the easiest way to go. Okay.
Is that working for you?
Yes, we can see your PowerPoint screen.
Okay, great. Thank you for inviting me this evening.
Whitney, you want to put it in presentation mode?
Melissa.
Oh, it's not presentation mode?
Well, we're not seeing the presentation mode. We're seeing there it is.
There you go.
Okay. You know what? Hold on. I'm a little confused here.
It's.
Bear with me, okay? I have to exit. I'm gonna move it. I have two screens going on right now. So. Is that working for you?
Yes, now we're seeing the presentation.
Okay. I have enough to use the screen. So anyway, thank you for having me with Whitney Holman. I work with Madden and UBS. This is what we're planning to go over today. I'll introduce you to Madden. Walk you through the video strategy implementation. Then we'll go through the actual campaign insights and how they perform. And then we'll have a little bit of a deeper dive into optimization. We're Arizona grown. Our headquarters are in Tucson. We've been around for about my age almost. And I watched it grow from mom to shop visitor line. Company was about 35 employees. Homegrown national home agency with more than 170 employees connected. We also do some pretty impressive clients such as the state of Idaho, Washington, Gettysburg, St. Louis, we're actually very big in Missouri, Texas. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey to see this company grow and evolve.
And excuse me, Whitney, is there a way you can crank up your volume or speak with your outside voice and make it as loud as you can make it so we can hear it both here and on the YouTube? This is the new day of new minds here, so we're.
And it's interesting, am I cutting out?
No, just soft.
Okay. Let me see.
Yes or
no? No.
It's about the same. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I will just yell. I work from home.
Okay.
It's fine. My husband's out there. It's fine. So I'm going to actually. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's a little bit about Madden. We're a good size. We only work in travel and tourism. We work with destination marketing organizations. You'll hear me refer to them as DMOs, and that's the tourism arm of the government. But yeah, those are our clients, destination marketing organizations, and that's what Globe is, or Melissa's arm. So let's see. As I mentioned, we are very strong in Arizona. We are the digital agency for Visit Tucson. We work with Arizona Office of Tourism, mainly through the co-op, but we also do some data intelligence for them. We work with Visit Phoenix. We work with Glendale and Mesa and many, many of the small rural communities through the Arizona Office of Tourism co-op. But in addition, we're on the larger scale. We participate in the U.S. Travel Association, That's the huge government agency that keeps an eye on the airports and visas and international travel. And we also participate in Destinations International. This is the team that's been working with Globe over the past 13 or 14 months. I'm the Destination Strategy Director, her main contact, Melissa's main contact, along with Ariana. And then we have marketing, like digital marketing experts. Of course, we have graphic design. We have content writers, and then an SEO, at least one SEO expert. So let's dive in. During 2023 and into 2024, I'll take you through our marketing strategy and the performance. And I do have to point out, I took that picture in April of last year because I love that dog winery. I mean, I love wine. I love my little white dog that looks just like that. And I even brought my husband back with the dog. So I became a huge fan of Globe when we went and did the photo shoot. So and I also took this picture at Bloom. It was delicious, and I'm hungry. So Madden built and deployed a digital media campaign, and it included video assets. As I mentioned, we went and did a video in April of last year in about 5 or 6 different locations. It ran in the spring and summer of last year, and this year we're continuing on with a few other programs. At the time when we, basically the way that we work with Globe so far to date has all been through the Arizona Office of Tourism Marketing Co-op. And that is the direct match that AOT, so Globe puts in, $50,000, or 2 years ago, it was up to 75, and AOT matches that. So it's just a really smart way to, make your marketing dollars go twice as far. So when they bought this package, we all got together and we determined what those target audiences were for Globe visitors. His interest in history, culture, events, outdoor, and shopping. Those geo-targets were determined based on some research that we did initially, but they also are parallel to the Arizona Office of Tourism's geo-targets for the campaigns as well. The marketing objective was to increase awareness and ultimately visitation to Globe. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. Our approach to most campaigns is we're going to start with research. We're going to get in the weeds. We're going to figure out everything that we can using the tools that we have, such as mobile device. We can see the people that go into Pinal County and are visitors because they don't live there. And you can tell from their mobile devices going in and out of the county. You can see their length of stay. So there's all sorts of tools that we can utilize in order to do some initial research that will help to create that strategic plan and what we're going to do for the marketing efforts and the budget. Next is we have some creative collaboration, like the whole team got together with Melissa and we heard about her goals and her challenges and the way we would like to promote Globe to the masses. Then we launched the campaign and we watch those campaigns and continue to optimize them for best results and then report on them. So first off, like Madden looks at every campaign that we approach using the traveler's journey. And it's probably similar to Marketing 101 and the marketing funnel, but it starts with awareness. If people are unaware that Globe exists as a cool town in Arizona, we want to put that awareness out there and we want to put them on the map. And then the next step would be to inspire to learn more or inspire to visit. Like, what are all the great things to see and do? And we're hoping that inspiration turns into consideration for planning that trip and ultimately conversion. Yay, we got someone to come and market, stay the night, eat at the restaurants, shop in the stores, take advantage of the outdoor recreation. And what we hope is that that conversion turns into advocacy. We want that visitor to post on social media the cool things that they're seeing and doing while in Globe, or going back home and sharing their stories about like, hey, I visited this really cool place and you should check it out sometime. So we're always aiming for advocacy and that word of mouth and just a really good, memorable experience of visiting your destination. So here's the media plan tactics that we created starting back in, I guess it was winter of last year. As I mentioned, we did some visitation intelligence using those tools. We did the video shoot. We did content creation. We wrote 2 stories that were placed on the website. One of the stories was about the history of Globe, and the other one was an itinerary for a romantic weekend in Globe. And then in addition to, so we wrote them, Melissa posted them to the website, and then we did a distribution, like a marketing distribution effort. And so we found the people that would be most interested in those types of stories and sent them to read it on the website. We also did some Google ads for prospecting. And when it's prospecting, like we don't know that they know about Globe, but we use those geo targets and that audience targeting that I mentioned to try to introduce Globe. It's an awareness tactic. Then we did the Google ads retargeting. And you might hear me say retargeting and remarketing. It's the same thing, interchangeable words. But basically, those ads are served to people that have already been to the Globe website. So they know who you are. So maybe they went and checked it out and they were thinking about it, and we just don't want them to forget. So if they were at the website within the past 90 days, we will put a display ad in front of them saying, remember Globe, think about finishing to plan your trip. We did some TikTok because that was an ad campaign. It wasn't actually through the town's TikTok. Like you can place ads to, as people are searching on TikTok, an ad for Globe came up, and that was the video that we created. And then this year we're utilizing YouTube to get out that same video. VisitArizona.com retargeting is that same method of we capture the people that went to visitarizona.com, which is the Arizona Office of Tourism, the state's website. And so we know that they're interested in Arizona because they found the Arizona website, but we don't know that they know about Globe yet. So we want to get on their agenda. So we're putting an ad for Globe in front of those people that have visited the visitarizona.com website, which is a pretty smart move when you think about it. One, they've kind of been, they know that they're coming to Arizona or at least interested in Arizona, and the state has a millions and millions of dollar budget that we're piggybacking on. So that is currently running right now. Search engine marketing, SEM, your standard pay per click. We are running right now, started in October, and that will go through September of 2024. And then there's search engine optimization, SEO, which is, I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into that, but we've done some good search engine optimization for the GoTo Globe website for the past 2 years. Those are the tactics. Here's the eye candy. Here's the fun, the creative, the ads that we were putting out into the world to say, hey, check out Globe. Doesn't it look fun? It looks really active. It's beautiful. Come see this kind of smaller town living. You can get out on the road with the side-by-sides. Maybe there's live music happening. So anyway, I think that they really leaned into some fun imagery and getting the brand out there. So those were the tactics. That's the imagery that went out. Here's just some snippets of the video that was created last April that is currently running on YouTube for an ad campaign. And if you'd like to see the entire video or you haven't, it's going to be on the Globe. I mean, Melissa will have it, but the YouTube channel. And we have a 30-second cut and a 15-second cut. So how did the campaigns perform? Very quickly at the top banner in blue, that's a lot of impressions, 15.7 million impressions, but even more impressive is 73 million visitors to the GoTo Globe website in the past 14 months. Much of that came from search engine marketing. That's people Googling for things to do, and a paid ad is going to show up on there and it's going to answer their question and take it to Globe. Events in Globe, things to do in Globe. So we're going to send it to the GoTo Globe website for additional information and inspiration. The Google retargeting, I just explained, that is the visitarizona.com audience. 23,000 clicks from that particular campaign and over 5 million impressions. So that's been, oh, I guess it just ended at the end of March. It ran October through March. And then I mentioned the video that we created is out on YouTube right now as a video you can watch. And there's been almost 750,000 views there. And looks like 50% view through rate. That means that more than 50% of people are watching more than half of the video. That benchmark is 15%. So people are really kind of staying and checking it out, you know, because you might get this ad before you want to watch something that you want to watch, but they're engaged enough to watch at least half of it. This is the metrics from the fiscal year 23 that happened last year and ran in July and August of 2023. The Google retargeting, where you saw those ads and the people that had already been to your website. Okay, I see a typo there, but that's 3 million impressions, close to 3,000 clicks. The TikTok had 1.3 million. They're calling them impressions, but they were basically views of the video. StackAdapt is a platform that we use to, it's native advertising, and that was pushing people to the 2 stories that we wrote. Remember the historical story and the romantic getaways? That was the campaign that pushed traffic to those 2 stories, and 17,000 people did go read one of those stories. The Google display, standard banner advertising at 4.8 million impressions. And those, so that was last year's kind of summer campaign. Little deeper dive into search engine marketing, just because it's such an important, you know, fundamental marketing tool. It's just one of those things that if you have the budget, it should always be on. You want to capture people that are searching for you, and you want to be the one to provide them the answers to your website. The things to do ad group, that's what people were searching for the most. 12,000 clicked on the things to do. Visit was actually taking you to the homepage. That was second with 8,000 clicks. And then places to eat, which we all need to eat, is important. And 4,500 clicks went to the places to eat section of the website. The highest volume of clicks outside of Arizona came from Los Angeles, but the majority were from the greater Phoenix area. That was the campaign there. The only thing I have left is kind of to talk through what we've been doing with our search engine optimization efforts. So why SEO matters? I think we all know. I mean, Google is a verb these days. We use it in our everyday, like, oh, just Google that answer. So Google sees over 5 billion searches a day. Bing has hit over 100 million active users. While paid advertising and social media and other things are great to generate traffic, the majority of traffic to websites comes from search engines. And 75% of the users are only going to click on the first page. That's what that graph is representing. Only 2.5% of people are going to click on the 10th ranked. It's all pretty much in the top 3 or 4. So that's what we're doing with search engine optimization, is making sure that when people are searching, you're going to show up organically. We have the paid effort through pay-per-click, but this is for organic. So our SEO strategies that we focus on are basically the health and cleanliness of the site. Google and its algorithms they actually call them spiders that crawl the websites, and they make sure that they can be found and that they are legitimate websites, because they're not going to serve up. If somebody is trying to capture something that they don't have enough authority on their site, if there isn't enough content to send that person to where they're going to have the answer, Google's not going to put that on the first page. So we keep the page and the content relevant on the site. We make sure that the site's content is curated for what people are looking for. And all of that always changes, and fresh content is super important in the algorithm and with the spiders. So we do strategize for content, sharing and linking. The fact that most DMO websites have their partners on there in a form of listings, that's actually really helpful because it shows the backlinks, like, oh, this site has, 100 or 200 links to other relevant websites. So that's giving it credibility. So our team monitors that and makes sure that everything is in working order. So it's more than just passive advertising. It uncovers like critical errors that Google might see something's wrong with it and go, nope, I'm not going to show that site. It ensures that the site is useful and helpful. And it touches everything, like the maps are indexed, the images, the photos, the blogs, any public relations, the navigation. It's really about the reputation management of that website. And so our team is working diligently each month, making sure that everything is in working order. And if we're missing content, we're going to go ahead and write content. And we're going to, if it's missing meta ads, meta tags for certain photos or images, those are the kinds of things that they're doing on the back end. This page is a little complicated. It's getting into the weeds using things like search generative experiences. But basically, Google is changing the game. You used to do a search and you would just get a list and a little bit of text and you would have to select. Now, Google is taking it a step further, kind of using AI. And as you see here on the right-hand side, when you Google, you get a lot more than just text and links. They're pulling in popular, there's Pickle Barrel, they're pulling in the hot places that are in Globe and putting it all on the page for you, especially in mobile. So it's actually harder to get a click to the website because they're just trying to give you the answer right there on the page. So what have we done over the past couple, 14 months or so? Your month-over-month clicks, these are organic. This has nothing to do with those, the clicks and impressions that I was talking about earlier that we actually paid for and we targeted those people. These are people that came to search for Globe or things to do in central Arizona or cool mining towns or something like that, or outdoor recreation, or where can I take my side-by-side this weekend? So, but they're up 77% month over month and almost 800% year over year. So there's a couple of things that were pulled out. Things to do in Globe is up 1,000%, 320% downtown Globe. So this is where we measured where we started, and after a lot of optimization on the site, where we are today. That blank is actually the homepage under things to do. Here's a different way to look at it, but overall traffic is up 611%, organic traffic year over year in the Google Core update. So as you'll see, there's the clicks in order for that snapshot in time, and the homepage is the blank, and then things to do, places to eat. It does follow the same format that the paid does as well. But again, this is organic traffic. One thing with everything is all about AI right now, of course, and that's kind of a hack, is that so many sites and blogs and kind of fake websites are putting it out there and using AI to create the copy. And I can tell you that Google is they've gone through an update to try to, they're calling it spam, to get that out and to focus on the true authorities. They're paying attention to bylines, real content from authoritative sites such as DMOs. So the greater focus for 2024 really does need to be on content. And they can tell whether it's been written in AI or if it's an actual writer with a byline. So to wrap it up here, SEO, it's a key to the user experience. It helps, it does help with our conversion rates for paid media as well. And it improves the quality score for our search ads as well as our Google banner ads. And it kind of lowers the price when you've got a really clean, efficient site. That's it. Do you have any questions? I went through that really fast and it was a lot of numbers. I hope that you
just a couple statements that I don't know, but Ian mentioned many times that we surpassed many articles. So, and not only surpassed them, but blew them out of the water. And people are coming to us organically, which is something that's, to me, super exciting that people are looking for us on their own, which is just absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. People are just going to the Notorious website, and there are keywords, and they're making sure that they're going to look. So that's just something that we have to attend.
Probably go back to that screen you have in your presentation of the God's Will, all the ads that have been out. You've probably never seen them, right? And there's reasons for that because we're not marketing to, we all live here, so we're marketing to the, now we see millions of people who have now seen this and we're seeing that return. You can see it in traffic of taking downtown. You can see it in our sales tax increase. You can see it in the tax increase.
It's amazing that we're starting from social media posts where maybe one or two people like comment to now millions of people do it.
Bernie?
This is just overwhelming information. It's super. I've always said no numbers behind it. That's true. A lot of cases, a lot of business. You look at the bottom line and have valid data that proves what marketing and return marketing. And return is really bringing those people outside of the area to come visit and increase that tourism. Theme that we've been talking about for a long time. Just so that I don't, unless I missed it, but an impression signifies because there's 15.7 million of impressions.
So I was adding up. So a banner ad, like the ads that you saw, that's an impression. We ran native ads, which is like a picture with a little bit of copy enticing you to read the article. That would be considered an impression. The paid ad that shows up in search engine, the pay-per-click, that would be considered an impression. So it's basically like they didn't click, but we put it in front of them.
Yes.
So 15.7 million outreaches. Okay. Thank you. That's I think back, I'm kind of blown away a little bit because I've been on council long enough to know that we had a vision to market, to take on that issue, that initial push to bring that market initiative to within our own forces, our own staff, or even building a staff or a department to be able to do these things. And now fast forward, this many years, this really has been a lot. This is taking place significantly quickly. So that's impressive. Kudos to the team, to this council mayor that have taken that plunge into this type of modern day marketing.
Yeah.
And really try to get those dollars that these people to come here. And again, not just make Globe. I've always said, Globe should never be a pass-through. It should be a place of destination. We have a lot of things to offer to say. We'll have the climate, we'll have the position, the area in Arizona that you can go places and not take a long time to get there.
For big dangerous, that's amazing.
We're very fortunate to have those. And we have the White Mountains an hour, a little bit away. We have the city an hour away. And you can go back over and take a ride up the wilderness. I mean, it's just there's just a lot here, and I really appreciate what I'm seeing. So thank you all that had anything to do with this.
Mr. Vice Mayor, all of you know that I'm a musician. I play once a month at the winery. And the proof is in the pudding. And 2.5 years playing at the winery for Saturday of every month, I see a crowd every time I play. And I always take a break, and I share it with someone because I want to see faces. What brought you here? And still to me, still it's an amazing moment. Well, we cut your advertising on the web. It's okay day away. And my goodness, we didn't know wineries existed. I love to do it down in South Tucson. Here's another place to go to. And it's such a nice little town. I love everything is within a short drive of these things. They go, and now you see they're coming, they're here. And then they go downtown, they're walking the sidewalk, they're looking at the buildings, they're looking up. Until it's almost like New York City, looking up, taking photos. And I've talked to these people as well. We're Rush Flow. We want to do the hike. We want to do the run up. We want to do the passive stair system. Every time I pass the of shorts. Last Saturday, I have a bike tour. Tourists, I said lawyers, accountants, but they were on bikes and they came to town. And they asked me, well, of course, they said, we love you, we're coming back to just me, but the point is, this is working. And I see the office, the field work that is done. And yes, spending more money, they're seeking something that they don't have where they're from. Or it reminds me of things remind me of that. So they're here, and they're in town, and they're very pleased every time we're working, or I pick up an order from Lock City. There are people here on town every minute of the day. Most of the weekend, not always. They're here. We'll come to work. Everything we're doing, the programs are like, and they're here. And yes, they make money, we want to stay here. Come back and enjoy the rest of the restaurants. It's here, and it's very satisfying to keep yourself up for what we're all doing and what you guys do. I really appreciate you.
Okay, sorry, I got here. So I'm going to jump. And YouTube is finally figuring me out. They know that if they present everything as science content, like it's a documentary, and this engineer discovers this thing, I will listen to that stupid ad, and then 3 minutes later I realize it's an ad, right? And so I know that these algorithms are getting really smart. How do you use algorithms to find the people that we are looking for, or we think that they will want to come to Globe?
Can you hear you?
Can you hear me?
Did you hear the question from the councilman?
A little bit, like, how do we target for the people? I mean, really, it is these platforms. We're placing these ads on a Google platform. I mean, they know who they're reaching and who they're serving. You know, you've heard the term cookies, you know where they've been, you know the type of person, you know the types of sites that they've visited. Yeah, it's just really smart. We don't necessarily do that part of it. The platform that you're running the campaigns on is that smart. Whether it's Meta,
Search for some ideas, so it gives you some examples.
yeah.
And so where as far as was concerned, these are keywords just to keep people moving when look for things that they look.
So now follow-up question is, so if websites have to be really relevant in order for us to get search engine optimization, are you helping us make sure those websites are optimized, or is that something you're doing in-house, or both? Okay. Because websites you gotta get like 15 minutes, right?
So you mentioned one page usually has SEO experts. And so the action we have two of them. The tactics that you choose just kind of a health report, how to help your website. And I'm pretty proud of that we've been keeping us at 100% health for several months now. We have no issues.
Okay. And then so also we have free content, like so the Arizona Department of Tourism just did a video over here at Arizona, and so I'm getting a lot of people commenting on that because I'm giving a little kind of tips in there. But how do you optimize that? Is that something that you find and connect to?
That I use social media to connect with. So that's a little bit out of the website, but we could connect it to the website, sure.
Okay. And then I'm in Phoenix at this International Business Forum, and I'm at the cocktail table with some ladies, and she goes, "Oh, you're from Glow," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from Glow." She goes, "Oh my God, I can't wait to get to Arizona." And I'm like, "Really?" I know the girls that really organized that, but it was, I mean, I was celebrity just because I was from Glow. And I knew the people that lived in Arizona, and I knew about Arizona. So it's we're getting a bigger audience.
And I will bet that they found that video. There's a group, actually, Lisa might have been along to it, called the Book Gal Arizona. They meet up all over Arizona to explore all the cool things that are out there to do. And they came here and they posted a ton of videos and pictures all over Facebook and Instagram. And so we started sharing them, and then everybody started sharing. And so that was about 6 weeks ago. So I would put that money that that's how that person knew about it.
And I have one more comment. So I've done like search for Glow like on YouTube, and someone not from Glow who only has a story like Harsh, right? That sounds good. I'm like, that's not actually right. So do we really do a better job of having people from our area put content out?
That's our next step.
So I have a kind of a cool story to share. I just found out Mother's Day Sunday. I was in the Valley, and as you all know, I own a restaurant. And I was at another restaurant for Mother's Day, a Hash Kitchen, and I'm getting comments, "Hey, you were on the news." Like, what? And they said, "Yeah, Channel 3 commented on Glow and your restaurant." I'm like, so it was Whitney Clark. They're showing Glow from the camera that's installed showing the courthouse. And she said, "Oh yeah, you gotta go there." And then she mentioned my life experience, but that's cool. It's like every day you see new camera. It's on channel. It's like, how cool is that?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is how the biggest chunk of marketing we do have small things like the channel and some items. And so all in conjunction, each challenge really introduce Glow to the world.
If she would share that on the news, you got to go check a place like that. That's just a restaurant making clothing itself. That's a cool place to go to.
And how we feed that is, they're going to plug, they got weather, so they turn the camera on. So we feed them things. What's happening in Close this weekend? What's going on? And we are really hoping they'll turn that camera on during First Friday. That's what we're hoping for. So it's just those little outreaches that I'm doing and creating relationships with influencers that are out there doing things organically, like what you said, like how do we get better quality YouTube material out there? It's by being interesting, these type of influencers who have that audience already, so that they can come here and explore, like, looks kind of cool, I like this. We need to come in and explore here. And so it's things like that. It's all these little efforts that we're out there planting the seed. And when he had mentioned, smart stuff, it's scary at the same time, right? We accept cookies. So I noticed that it's become very fine-tuned just in the last couple of months. Like things that are coming onto my social feeds are very specific. And not something I necessarily research, or something I might talk to this.
Right.
Yeah. So just say organic and talk about restaurants and recreational opportunities. So yeah, that's how we get the message out there.
Yeah. Cool. Is there any comments?
Keep coming here.
I think that we've come a long ways from when I first sat on when I first got elected and look at the City Globe website and it said the HB Jamboree coming in 2018. So I think we've come a very long way, and kudos to your team, kudos to making that happen. This council, I think it's amazing what we've in a short period of time what we've done.
Well, and not only that, but if you look at businesses that are starting to come here, they're really starting to cater to being a destination area. You know what I mean? Because that was one of the things that we did downtown. It didn't necessarily mean that downtown was ever going to work for something that people want to come to. But because other people are seeing the opportunity, they're starting to see those businesses start to come to invest in.
I mean, our culinary scene is popping, and with top JoJo's coming on board with all the recreational rentals, it's just there's more coming. We've got three new restaurants in pre-development, so it's happening. So this is
We
exciting.
have overnight accommodations.
That's what we do. Got a couple of cups out there too.
Right.
Well, thank
But I definitely think it's worth the investment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you, Whitney.
Okay, we'll move on to item D. City board, committees, commissions, membership, presentation. Paul.
I have a just a brief PowerPoint. I wanted to do a quick update, and Danny, thank you for throwing that up there. And so just to go ahead first slide. That'd be the go back. So just so everybody knows, and we're coming up on the end. Well, it's 6 months away, but we'll have a new council seated, and we'll have changes coming. But our board committees, commissions are doing very well. The one talks about some of the future openings, so we can start now on making sure that we're fully staffed. So just a brief primer on boards, committees, commissions created by mayor and council. Membership numbers and qualifications are set by council. Members are on serve pleasure of the council. And their board representatives on there. They perform advisory duties to the council. These are put in place so that they can continue to cover special areas of library, community, to board of adjustments, to the HVAC. Let's see, due to their advisory role to the council, all boards, commissions, members are subject to the open meeting law requirements, because that is a method that government is meant to be done in public, in view, and those activities need boards need to be in public. All boards, committees, commissions are subject to the City Globe boards, committees, and commission policy, which is sensitive, but it's out there. We have both code and policy. Next slide. Just a brief overview for that are very active. Library committee advises council on library issues. 5 to 7 members, 3-year terms. We have planning and zoning commission, which is very active. When I first started here, we would have one meeting a year at P&Z. That was pretty much the big because they knew we were city council. And it was kind of so we're doing, we're just past 2 or 3 years return in P&Z. Advice council on development and zoning regulation issues. It's more complex than that, but they are that first layer. They do the heavy lifting.
How many do we have on this committee?
What's that?
How many do we currently have?
We're gonna have a slide just on. We'll go through the intent on that. 5 to 7 members, 4-year terms on that. Next slide. We have historical preservation advisory commission, or committee. They advise council on the applications of the historical preservation district guidelines. We actually have one coming up where they people go and work with the historical preservation, and they don't decide. They advise the applicant for compliance or recommend something else. We get that, and that comes to council. Again, by roll through council. 5 to 7 members with staggered 4-year terms. And then board adjustments. Board adjustments actually when they decide it is something that can only be affirmed by actions of the Superior Court. It's a very narrow focus, but the zoning administrator makes an interpretation of the code. It does back on council board adjustments. Setbacks are our biggest one, and they think that they didn't make the setback right, and so this group will decide that. It can get very political. If we while we had it as the council, I think in the future most cities separate that out just because of that. 5 to 7 members with staggered 4-year terms. So vacancies. Library committee currently there are 2 vacancies. In January 2025, additional vacancies for members will expire. P&Z currently there are 2 vacancies there. Membership is current. And you have a lot of really good people on P&Z. It's a lot of work. Most heavy lifting, the most working with Dana, working with staff, doing the homework. And then each currently there are 2 vacancies. In January 2025, there's additional vacancies. Memberships will expire. And then board adjustment, currently there are 2 vacancies. In 2025, 5 additional vacancies of membership. So we filled these a lot from our academy and interested people. And you see somebody on the P&Z that's sitting in the audience who haven't seen before, like, you were interested. So just so you know that I think you got with council, future actions. I think we need to prepare for the expiration returns on the horizon. I think if you get recruiting vacancies and soon they positions, so start talking to people up. Kind of talking about recommending an interview process, utilizing our council work groups. I think an interview process would help both sides. It would not only understand that person, but help that person understand kind of what the focus, the purpose, and what council kind of how they feel about those boards, what they're looking for. Any good interview is trying to get a fit. When we do that, when we do second interviews, it's trying to make sure that we are comfortable with them, they are comfortable with us. And I think that would help make the secretary and the transitions of these issues from the boards and commissions to council, but even better than now. And then scheduling of open meeting law trainings. You know, this council pretty stable, pretty aware of meeting law, but groups like P&Z where there's a lot of turnover. We need to get these standard meeting law trainings before they're required.
We don't really have like term limits, right? So their term expires and they want to serve, they just submit their name again.
Right. They can resubmit, but I think that I think it does them.
I think we should be proactive, try to get as these come up and go through the process and not just let it go 6 months and say, oh, by the way, you're it. We need, I think, to be complimentary to them. They say, okay, we want you back. Come apply. Let's go through the process and get you back on board for another 3 years instead of just letting it happen without any direction. We're trying to tighten our game on this. And these four committees and commissions keep us talking. Each one is manned by staff, clerks, officers, keep after, but they're very important to the transparency and the actions of the city government. So just let me know, and I think that we starting now, we'll start advertising and talking about how we do have some openings, and if anybody has questions, you'll get the clerk's office, and Kelly will entice them upon. I did want to hand out one, if you can hand out one of those to everybody. One of the historical preservation is that group that looks out over Broad Street, and it's always important for us to make sure that anybody doing development or doing anything with on a building within this district, that they need to go through these. It's an important piece of historical preservation. They're very important, so that we keep our look and feel. This is the draft. Look and feel of what's going on, and some people simple things, changing like color building or changing their bodies or sign. Not only does it cost something or permits, but it has come through this process, and we'll see that this happening. So this is the draft of the flyer we're going to send out everywhere. There has been a desire to put the planning steps on the map. We cannot capture every scenario. We cannot capture explain everything. Our number one goal, our number one purpose is to tell people if you even have things about doing anything in storage district, have the outlay of that, give us a call the city hall, the Mary Helen, who's in the development services department. She can explain the process, what you need to do. The sooner we get anyone planning on developing in the city of Globe and let them know what's on the table, what's required, not required. The worst thing is they do all this process up to the city, and then all of a sudden they find out, well, there's other things that the city requires. We want to let them be fully informed while they make the decisions ahead of time, so they're not caught at the end of the process going, I didn't know that X, Y, and Z. So this is not so much a catch-all information source, but a general view and a focus. So I'm going to make sure that's something that you're doing for historical preservation. And that one seems to be the one where people get caught flat-footed, not knowing that they had to go through that. Because building is requiring a building permit or a license contract, but in the storage district, these groups, the colors group. So again, historical preservation, they don't decide yes or no. They work with the applicant and eventually the decision comes as it is tonight in the future. That's all I have, unless there's any questions from everything else comes.
Just a question, Charlie, is the clerk's office anticipate any of these vacancies coming up, or do you think all of these people are going to reapply to be on these boards?
I'm not so sure. We've had long-standing members on future boards, and I know the planning and zoning, they're very enthusiastic, they're very in tune with council's vision of planning and zoning. HHAC, the members on our HHAC committee, they've been there for 4 years, and so they've turned down. I really don't have a feel for their desire to continue membership. I mean, they're certainly welcome to apply for that. The board adjustment they're enthusiastic group too, but they enjoy the meetings, and that seems to be with healthy stage also. The library committee, they're very passionate about the library, so I see continued service.
Good job on that.
But we have a lot of applicants from the boards of resistance, and they are talking about their services. So we've got other people coming from Capstone, we've had other people through Marion Valley Resistance Board.
Sounds good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a Mr. Vice Mayor, Members Council. We had one member of PNC who relocated to the valley. It was a double loss of our PNC. He was also Dylan. He was also the GIS coordinator for the county. He's left. So he took a job in Maricopa County, and so we both are suffering at that loss. So we get been calling people and their heart's in the right place, and then trying to do good to the city, the community that they want to serve. So.
Yeah, and we're wanting to have a full 7-member board in case we do have partnerships. There are volunteers that do work. They have schedules themselves.
We've done something.
One time we were talking about each member in council having somebody from their district representing on each board. So, yeah.
And
that is like getting the number of your district onto each board. Yeah.
And that would work. 7 members, 7 council members sponsoring that. I've seen that. I've worked with that structure before. You're responsible for recruiting that member. You have a little bit more communication with that member, and then they feel more in touch as what's going on and what council really wants. Sometimes it's hard to fully understand. It's like, well, where is council going at that?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And this is why it's good to start the process now. So if we want to make any changes, we can hit the ground running in January. So. All right. Thank you. No action is necessary.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to the consent calendar. Matters listed under the consent calendar are considered to be a routine and will be enacted by one motion and one vote. Public hearing items are designated by the master prior to consideration of the consent agenda. The mayor will ask whether any members of the public wish to remove a public hearing for such consideration. Members of the council and Mr. Staff may remove the for such consideration. I take consideration of what is listed prior to discussion to allow action of the house of the consent agenda. I choose consideration of council members. Consideration of approved facility to allow Eastern Arizona to with the attributes of the art and physical condition courses to July 2024 to June 30, 2025.
questions, I motion that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Motion is second. Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Any abstaining? Motion passes. We'll move on to new business. Consideration to approve the Historical Preservation Advisory Commission's recommendations for approval of a request for a new wall sign, exterior lighting, and change to approve front elevation for the Silver Tap building, formerly Hub, located at 230 North Clark Street.
Dana, are you on there? Can you hear us?
Sure am. Thank you very much. Vice Mayor, council members, appreciate you hearing this item. I'll be brief. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. So there's a request to amend the Silver Tap elevation as well as add sign and lighting to the front elevation of the building. This was the approved elevation, and they've removed this eave that was there previously, and they've replaced it with a stucco pop-out to connect to that center stucco embellishment, and then locate a new sign, say Silver Tap, and then 3 lights above.
If you want to share your screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If you have a presentation up,
Correct.
There we go.
My apologies. This is the elevation.
Okay.
That was approved previously. They removed the shed eave and added a stucco band to connect that center embellishment. And then add a Silver Tap sign and these 3 lights over that sign to illuminate the patio area and the entry. In addition, the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee did recommend unanimous approval with these 7 stipulations. So if the council wishes to approve, I would recommend a motion to approve as recommended by the Historic Preservation Commission. Be happy to respond to any questions you have.
Mr. Mayor, there's no further discussion or okay. There's no further discussion on the agenda item. I make a motion to approve HPAC's recommendation for approval with stipulations to present.
Second. Motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Any abstaining? Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Gavel fellow.
How do we do it? Item B, consideration to approve SUD-2024-0076, a service agreement with First View for the Globe Fire Department's records management system for the fiscal year 24-25, annual amount of $16,606 funded through account number 10-56-51234 and waive section 2-4-10A prior discussion rules. Chief Robinson.
Mr. Vice Mayor, council members, approximately 2 years ago, as a result of our records management system being acquired by another entity, we made a switch to what's known as ESO for our records management system. Since that, I've experienced a number of issues related to the platform, some of the services provided, and some of the challenges we faced in keeping primarily those reports that have to be submitted or related to fires and related EMS into national or state databases that are tracked. We made that switch in conjunction cooperation with Tri-State Fire District because it really makes a difference when we're operating on the same platform in a lot of different areas. they experienced a lot of the same challenges. So as a result, Chief Granger and I started looking at what opportunities might be out there that platform might exist that would potentially better serve our needs. Through that process, we narrowed down to two providers and ultimately have selected first to seek move to that platform. They offer a lot of services that are similar to what we have. We evaluate that platform and how it operates, what it does. One of the things that drew me to that platform was they have an application that business owners as well as residential owners throughout the city and renters for that matter can go on to an application. They can submit data related to their business. They have a change in if they have change access point or a change in for instance a home if they have a mobility challenge individual, they don't know that in there. We would have immediate access as soon as that call, that address comes up, have immediate access to that information. Mobility challenge individual there. Yeah. It gives us a lot of opportunity to engage and allow the public to provide input into what know related to their business related to their home would help us better and more effectively serve the event there. With this, the implementation portion of this program takes about 4 months. What it's anticipated. This is pretty in depth related to all of our EMS reports. Patient care reporting goes in there. All of our fire reporting goes in there, as well as our apparatus check obviously daily to make sure the equipment is in order. It's there as it's working. That process again about 4 months to implement. With that, with this request, what we're primarily asking is to allow the funding of the initial portion of this implementation portion of approximately $2,800, and then the remaining annual portion is this been budgeted into the upcoming budget that would allow us to continue to move forward and once we're functional on the system, that would then be new and set to go for the continued budgets move forward. Are there any questions related to anything?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Vice Mayor.
Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't see. Go ahead.
So just a couple questions. This would be budgeted through the fire budget department's budget.
Right. We maintain the current budget that relates to the contractual services that relates to our current platform. That would simply as we move forward and transition that would in turn budget back to the platform.
And I have a follow-up. You mentioned that this would be able this platform would be able to provide to our citizens and record or store data that would be able to help the department understand what that citizen, what conditions they may have, or how you best treat them. Is there an outreach program to notify and help our citizens understand that and be able to come forward with information so that they can log that?
According to the there is, that's one of the things we brought up here is how do we engage them? The vendor, upon invitation to the president, coming with a presentation that would potentially address exactly that item and how the public in turn uses that side of the system to provide input into their businesses and their residences.
Okay, good. I mean, this is a big part of quality of life, right? When we're always talking about providing to our citizens, and this would be just a great, another great tool to have our citizens know that they've got our fire department's best interest in their well-being. And when you can pinprick a certain individual and know that, okay, this person has this condition, the response is just so much more advanced. There's no guesswork. I think you already know. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but you already know what to expect as you go on there. So it's a great tool. It really is. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Mayor, just to share the interoperability with the other fire service. Those hand in hand, you guys are satisfied with that. And then there are any other agencies that you're thinking of to interact with them and share information. There's a lot of policies, simple policies, things regarding patient information. And there's also new products you might be able to use as a result of switching over. My best advice is the biggest switch for that is to with the capabilities of software. And then use it recording.
There is a platform we were working right with it. We need to get in collaboration with not like space that also has the information share aspect between agencies. A lot of data services will help also when it comes to this platform. Help us have that information that makes us feel and be able to escalate what's there.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
There are no other questions or comments, Mr. Mayor. I motion to approve SU-224-0076 service agreement expired. First due for the Globe Fire Department's record management system for the fiscal year 24-25 in the annual amount of $16,606 to be funded through account 10-56-51234 and waive section 2-4-10A prior to special law.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstaining?
Mr. Vice Council.
Thank you, Chief. We have any further action items?
We got Yes.
Consideration to approve intergovernmental agreement number IGA-2024-0076 with Gila County to avoid actually six summer youth with the city of Globe through the 2024 summer youth program and request to waive section 2-4-10A site description of selling.
I was, Mr. Vice Mayor, I was going to take this one. Yes, this is our annual internship program. Very helpful. They were looking to hire 4. We actually asked for 6. We're doing 2 in the library, requesting 2 in the library. One for the public works, one for the engineering department, and then public works, and then 2 additional people for the pool and lifeguards. And trying to get as many lifeguards as physicians can. We're currently hired up about 27 lifeguards, and 2 we're looking about 30 at the start. So as we go through this is a little bit different this year. There are more money, so they're a little bit wide open. The county needs to spend. Get the money distributed and spend more than 1. So I don't know earlier, a little bit earlier than this. They will be paying us up front. They'll be supplying applicants as they receive them and are sent to us for that 6-week period. For the lifeguards, if they don't have applicants, they'll still fund the positions and they'll subsidize these 2 positions that we have that 6 weeks. The other issue is if there's any money available, like said that, we can use that fund. Our lifeguard program is geared with what they're trying to do. They'll be hiring for, but the lifeguards will be using ones we hired. I'm not going to repeat that if they don't have hands available. So I would like to, and I would like to modify the motion, thinking about this, that we're set at 23, 378 is what we would receive, but make one modification that we have there that additional funds if they become available to lifeguards in the motion, that we would accept additional funds if available to cover the license. That's always that cover base. So change lessons.
I'll make the motion to approve IGA 2204-007 with Hilo County for the amount of $23,378 and or more if available to employ 6 summary and waive section 2-410A prior discussion.
Second. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstaining? Motion passes. Thank you. On the second call to public.
So I do have a email, and it's Don, D-O-N, @gmail.com. It says to council, and so I'm going to read this as close as I can how it's written. Thanks for placing concern in my jurisdiction of concern as far as states' rights. We must have said duty and endowments placed on a decision maker as to rights are restored within the reason of stated constitutional space, for we have nowhere to turn when we are placed in great danger of a state that threatens to impose on what was indeed within claim limits as a matter of fact and caused to believe it was for no other than to flip to the steady reason of what is exactly question mark. It goes on. Civil rights, period. We must stand the fight for our state rights and get what is ours, be with me or stay against me, but may I be the glue always. So we have a policy that, you know, I'm not sure if it doesn't seem to address it. We talked about it in the statement, but I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Paul. Anything else?
No, that's it.
That was it?
Yeah, we do have, as you go through schedule meetings, go ahead. But that's it, I'll call.
Item 9, schedule of meetings. Do you have any meetings that maybe go up to this one?
I think nothing we have the design now.
Did you want to call? Real quick. Take a joke. And this is actually something that's stupid, but I'll make it short. My name is I actually live in the TRS district, wastewater district. I know all about it. And I also work for Citizens Against High Taxes, which it's a group of property owners that are trying to get answers from the TRS people about this project since we have nothing. But we won't get into all that. My big issue today was Bob came here last meeting, I believe, President, and talked about the word encumbrance. Well, here's what I went and he went into a spiel and he said that someone was coming out disinformation. And apparently your city manager was outraged. Is that you? The city manager?
Yes, I was.
You were the one outraged?
I was outraged.
Well, that's what she said.
And let's stay away from personal attacks, just stick with that, okay?
I'm sorry, I'm quoting what you said in your meeting.
Okay, so you're not stating that I'm outraged, you're stating that
He said that he-
this is a quote, you're quoting Robert Goff.
Yes.
Okay.
I just said, are you the city manager? I didn't know the city manager was. He said that the city manager was outraged that this word was going on. And disinformation sort of implies that someone is intentionally laying out false information. The word encumbrance came from a TRSD meeting out of John Mount. He used the word 3 times to explain, because we can then see the question about the of this to the actual people that live in this area. We still to they did not have an event. The word came from him. I didn't even know what he was talking about. Yes, I wasn't quite sure what he meant. You went back to the office and you looked it up. But we didn't she said we put out this information that there's encumbrance and everybody's got to pay and lien on the property, which realistically is probably not happening. Everybody calls it whatever we want to, but there's $115 million loan that 1,400 people have to pick for over 40 years. You guys signed off on it, so we're not happy about it. And I want to mention this for here instead of needing all this wonderful marketing. I kind of enjoy listening to it. I understand how this is going to look. Throwing 1,400 of the poorest people in your community on us. I mean, I know that I hope. But we still take one argument, but it still sounds like a letter of approval. So that says we approve of what you're doing. This is a horrible, horrible program. It's on 7 million to 115. That's a lot of money. I know that's late. These people do not have the money to pay that kind of money back. It's something I would spend a little time we made speak to the property owners. We actually went door to door when we started hearing about this. Talk to everybody in the school. Nobody knew about this. We didn't speak to anybody, but if you and I were going to need a paper. Our legal, as far as the law, no. We were at a meeting yesterday, and I understand you told me that you could answer her questions. She's been to those meetings, and she's stopped lawyers to tell Mr. Shaw to stop speaking to us on any information we get. Everything has to be submitted in a question. Then the question may be answered and not be answered. So, and we're a poor community. I came to Bloor. I grew up in Bloor. I raised my kids in Bloor. I got married in Bloor. I went to a Catholic school. My whole life, I got married in a Catholic church. I had my kids baptized in church. I wanted to come back to Bloor because it's a little tighter heart. I'm in Vandal. I didn't want to be part of that, but unfortunately, I read quickly and low income. I'm on disability. I work. I can't do the things I want to do, so I had to buy a lower income home. When I bought my home, I bought it because I could afford it. Half my check goes to my loan, my home payment. So, burdening me, who's only 62 years old, with the dad that we want to run this, is going to put me up. Every person who went to are little old people, they're older than Dana and I. They're babysitting grandkids and grandkids. They're partaking and they're falling down. So we go to my yesterday asking them to revoke the letter of approval. When he comes up and talks to the lawyer, and now they're not going to do it right now, they table it. We need support. We need help. We need to know. You could have documents like these going on in this community, and I'm so proud that everything is going so good. But what about people? We have no rights. We have no voting rights. We have nothing. We have no say because we're not in the district or whatever your rules are. So we have no representation. That's what exactly is. We're not worth representing because we have nothing to offer. That is ridiculous to me. We are homeowners. We're people that deserve better than this. We can go to Miami. We can be on Miami's plan for a 30 costs that they're trying to do to us.
I just want to let you know, I'm not going to discuss it.
We don't want to.
We're not allowed to discuss any of this, but we can ask staff to get with you and try to answer those questions.
No, we don't even have questions that want to. Really, I just kind of put this up. This is just another one of the GRA taxes for victims and people working around. We record everything. We have a Facebook page. every single thing we do, we have football. And that's what became more clear on it, because Sean said we had talked about things that he didn't say. We have reported this on our website. He said that's where we got it from, and that's how he decided to tell us things we're gonna get paid for. And we do this all the time. That's why we have meetings, we have clarifier things.
We want to leave that website with our city manager, and he can disperse it.
That's okay. We just want to let you know. It did come to us.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice Mayor, there are two accusations that were leveled in this that we need to clear up at this point, that we do have the right to respond. There's an accusation that somehow I spoke with the attorney in Miami, and that is why they tabled that motion. That is not true. I spoke with the attorney about an issue that was related to the TRSD, but not about tabling or the outcome of that. And I want people to know that is a lie. I did not intervene in a council meeting in Miami to try to manipulate the meeting. And that is falsehood, and the accusation will not accept. Number two, this council did not sign off or approve a $114 million loan or anything. There is no $114 million loan. And this council has nothing to do with the funding capacity of that. The DMA is the action the council is taking. So I just wanted to clarify those two things. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for coming up. So from there, we go to future agenda items. Agenda topics that council members would like to see on the agenda that may be brought up at this time. Does anybody have any items?
I have none, thank you.
Mike?
About a report on how Hill Street School's coming along, and maybe a tour.
A tour.
Okay. No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Good. Why are we doing this? It's really cool. It's coming along great.
It is. So we can adjourn.
So we're gonna adjourn in this section, no action after each section to take place. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Entertained. Regular meeting, we're in the session. I got it. Mental executive break. Not a race,
Can you, are we off YouTube? Am I? Yes, we are. Yeah, it's like stable. Yeah, let's build this region.
Is there a way we can mute these?
I was asked to disable the mute function.
No, we like the mute button.
Yeah, because we can't joke about y'all if we we don't have a mute on.
We like to mute it.
I'll fix that tonight, but it can't be fixed.
Thank you. Yeah, we like to turn it off, especially when this one does weird things. We like to just not do that.
I'm sorry, what?
I said the mute button. I like that because when this one likes to do weird things, I can just shut it off really fast.
Yeah, we really.
There's a lot of things that come out of.
I think